Should I switch my major? What's the best
projects
to do for resume?
What are the
for
best
marketing?
goals
Should I do an
have?
internship or a solo project? Am I doing enough?
Question of whether or not I'm doing enough is one that haunts me on a day-to-day basis. Am I bringing myself closer to this ideal self? And for me, this ideal self is someone who has accomplished everything that they want. They're doing projects that they know that is best for them, and most importantly, they feel like they have no regrets of how they spent their life. The issue is I don't really know what my ideal self spends their time on. I don't know what projects they work on or what major they chose. So it ends up being really difficult to make a decision in how you want to move forward your life, at least for me. In reality, I understand that this version of my ideal self is just a flawed idea because you never know what would have happened if you would have chose a different decision, unless you're Doctor Strange or something. Despite me understanding that this idea is a flawed idea, it's really hard to let go because I really don't want to make a wrong decision. I really don't want to regret anything when I'm on my deathbed and that's it. The good thing about college is that you're kind of forced to just walk around and move forward. Because you have classes and stuff, you can't just stay in one spot forever. You can't just stay in your room and mope about what could be. So whenever I'm moving forward in terms of going to classes, just walking around campus, I realized that the answers to my questions come a lot easier than if I'm just doom searching on Google. As I was walking around, I remembered this question. This question was, if you spent the next 10 years doing what you knew to be true to yourself, what you knew to be best for you, would you really regret where you would end up? Within me, I have this little voice that tells me oh, you should probably brush your teeth, or you probably shouldn't have that donut. These are the little things that you know to be right, and you never regret listening to your little voice during these moments. But aside from these small things, the little voice also chimes in on more big things, more important things oh, what if you should really change your major? Or maybe it's time to move out. Or for me, you should be posting YouTube videos. And when this little voice starts to chime in on these big decisions, that's when I really start to stress. That's when I try to cope with it by doom searching Google, trying to find the answers and trying to look outwards for these internal things. But that's exactly it. These are internal things, and your little voice already has the answer. Sometimes it's just, sometimes my camera is not straight. Sometimes it's just hard to accept that the little voice within you already has the answer, because that answer might be painful. It might be hard to really It might be hard to really accept. As I'm walking around, as I'm thinking, as I'm letting life kind of go by, I don't think I would regret listening to my little voice. Of course, I wouldn't regret, brushing my teeth every day and skipping a donut or two. But I think some of these bigger decisions, if I just let go of the control that I think I have and just let my internal self kind of tell me the answer it already has, I don't think I would regret where I'd be. I don't know the roadmap to the ideal Luke. I don't know what exact decision I can make and what exact path I should do in order to not regret anything in my life. But I do know that if I just listen to myself, I would end up in an okay spot.